All right, welcome back to this special broadcast. My name is Daniel Mugoya once again. I am with Dr. Patricia Litho. Normally we come here to just share a few conversation on life skills, life journey, her experience. I normally tell you Dr. Patricia is one of the successful women we have in the country. I say
That is relative. You say that confidently, and I'm always touching myself that.
I say it without any doubt, and I'm very confident I can even defend it in the courts of law.
Thank you for the confidence.
Yeah, so when I come to have a few conversations with her, it's for the benefit of we and also you who is watching, in order to pick a leaf from her experience, how she has managed through getting or achieving whatever she has. You might not be knowing, but I've told you. So, Dr. Patricia, hello, how are you?
Fine, how are you? Thanks
for
having me.
Talking about success, and I've told you I speak this with a lot of confidence. I want you to share with the public, or your followers, those you inspire and those who want, maybe who follow, who want to understand you. Some of the things you have started, or some of the things you've done, like in a business or anything. I know there are times when you're doing something and you face a lot of opposition.
Yes.
You start up something and people around you are like, what is she doing? Because they don't understand what you're trying to put across. But at the end of the day, you succeed. In the previous episode, you talked about maybe like becoming a hawker when you're trying to
Yes.
when you're trying to live in that survival mode. I know there are people who looked at you and said, what is wrong with her? What is wrong with... So, but when you're successful, they don't go back to ask such questions. So I want you to share with me your experience. So like, what are some of those things you started doing and then you remember having a great opposition?
Well, one of the first things is when I decided to put up my own house. I had this grand plan. I still feel I didn't get what I wanted, but I think it's good enough. It's close to what I wanted. And then sometimes I like to relate sometimes to politics. Democracy is not an easy thing.
Yeah, it is very expensive.
Especially when you have even numbers. Democracy can be difficult. Yes. So just from the plan of the house, the way we argued with Mr. Like now you, do you have that kind of money? Why do you want to overraise your standard? When will we achieve this? I had this grand plan. And then I think he was more futuristic. And he said, and you know, you want upstairs, you want a storied what? And I had this plan of 3 levels where downstairs is just the living. Basically, I call it the reception room.
That was your plan?
Yes, I even still have it in drawing. I have the plan. Yeah, well, we had to compromise on what we have now, but my plan was a 3-storied house. Huge expanse of land. I always said I don't want to reverse into my own gate and reverse out. That was rule number 1. So this 50 by 50, 100 by 100, no. That was out of the way. I want a minimum of 1 acre.
Such that if you have an the inlet, you also have an outlet.
Yeah, but I had a grand plan. I wanted to have a drive, you know, where I have these palm trees and lights. I had this fancy drive, this fancy image. And then I wanted this storied, 3-storied house where the ground floor is where we received people, where there was the maids aboard and a kitchen. So if you're not very close to me, you ended there. Then the next floor is where I had the children's floor, where there were 2 rooms. I always wanted to have 2 kids, but at that time I had 1 kid. I knew I would have the second one. And I always thought I would have a girl and a boy. Well, I have 2 boys. And then they had their own living room, their playroom, and their study. And then the 3rd floor was the floor, my floor, where I had a walk-in closet. I had my room, a walk-in, my sitting room, what? But this man said, no. You're being extravagant. We don't have those kind of resources. But also when you grow old, how are you going to go up the stairs? Then he would laugh. He had this story of someone who built such a house, and then they had the situation. I mean, he had some prophecy where this person could no longer go upstairs. The person got sick. So they swapped. The maid went to the grand palace upstairs, and the guy took on the maid's room. He always told me that. So anyway, long story short, we came up with a bungalow. No upstairs, but to sort of soothe me, we put in a lot of stairs, you know, at the front. And not okay, if you want that feel of walking up the stairs, okay, you put stairs there, you put stairs there. But when I broke my leg, I remembered that message, because in my room I have a step. I have this design where I have like the bed part down there and this upper part. So that was the consolation prize. So literally my bed had to be moved up, because up here is where the bathroom is, where the wardrobe is. So the other place was just for looking, where my bed used to be. So I kept remembering this man, how he kept telling me, when you grow old. Now I'm older, but I hadn't grown old, what he had predicted, where I couldn't. But I was in a situation where I couldn't even make that one step. Yeah, so grudgingly, I finally appreciated his opinion. But of course, I had held this grudge against him all these years. Yes, we have this house, but this is not what I wanted. So I think those were one of the oppositions I actually experienced. Like I always have this wild, crazy thing, or I want this kind of car. Everyone says, no, it's too expensive, we can't afford it. But I know how to drive myself, like this is my target, so I will put, each month I'll put aside so much, even if it's 1,000, until I get that. And you remember when I talked about my dream car, and he said maybe your dream was out of your bracket, and I'm like, no, I believe I can afford it, not because I have all the resources, but I believe I can save up for it. The second opposition, or the bigger part of my opposition in life, has always been at work. When I want to change the way things are done, you have people resisting. We've always done it like this, or moving from private sector to government. No. Government doesn't work like that. Yes, sometimes I drive myself. I want certain things. I want certain standards that people think are irrational. They think I'm too demanding, and so there's resistance. Now, for me, resistance actually fuels me. It doesn't discourage me. So the more you resist, the more I push, even if I'm alone, even if I have to put personal resources in it just to prove to you it works. I'm a bit competitive, unfortunately, or fortunately. So that desire to compete. Now, my competition is not in a negative, maybe it is, but for me, I look at it as it's not in a negative way. For instance, if I want your kind of car, most people will want to destroy me and my car because they can't have it. For me, I'm competitive in such a way, like, Oga has that car. I want that car, or a better one. So I will work hard. Not do whatever it takes to destroy you, but I'll do whatever it takes to have one like you better than yours. And I'm like, one down. Yes, but not one down because I've destroyed you. No, just because I've had, and now I have what you have, but I even have a better one. For me, that's the competition I like. You have a better shoe, let me work hard and buy a better shoe. Well, I don't compete shoes, but yes, I like that healthy competition. And I'll tell my friend, let's compete. There's this job, let's all apply. We have the same skills, let's compete. Instead, my friends would have wanted to destroy me so that they have a better chance of getting it. No, me, I'll say, let's go for it, and we all get it. Maybe mine will be pink, yours will be blue. I'm more like that. That drives me where we both want this, and I will push myself. It is like maybe at a wedding fundraiser. I'm one of those people who will want to get that car price, even if the box has an orange. You know, you never know what it is. Yeah. So, you know, I really, an auction, I will lose everything I have just to win. I'm competitive like that. Yes, in that kind of way, yes.
So, you see, like dealing with opposition, at times people mistake. Because, like we've said, especially at work, someone might have a permanent like fade on you, say just because of something small. Because to you, you take it as a healthy competition.
Yes.
But to the other person, it is something different.
Yes.
So I want to understand how you try to bridge that gap to ensure that at least there's still work in progress, irrespective of.
Wow. My character can be my biggest weakness, my biggest gap, because I don't really care much. I don't really care much about public opinion. I am driven by something completely different. I don't even know how to explain it. So you know how people can be depressed that everyone hates them? For me, I'm not depressed. Yeah? I come from that world of, and you know, I used to be in the debate club. That is the scenario I want to use to explain my world. For me, how I view the world or how I operate in my world. There's a debate club. There's always the opposition side
and the proposition
side. So for me, that's how I view life, and I don't take it personally. People take things personally. Like at work, actually, my biggest enemies are off work because of proposition and opposition. Yes, I'll be on this side like, no, what you've put forward doesn't work for these reasons. And I will, I believe in rational conversations. So for me, I'll be rational to prove that no, yours doesn't work, mine works. And it's not personal, but also because I'm driven with the other thing of mine of competing, I'll want to show that I am right. Okay, let's pilot. You pilot, I pilot. I will do whatever it takes to be the right one. Maybe yours also works, but me, I will want to win the argument. I want to show that yours is wrong because I believe it is wrong, or I believe mine is better. For me, that's how I'm driven, and it's not personal. Unfortunately, people take it personal. So when they lose to me, me, I've worked hard to win you. For you take it personally. Before you know it in other circles, you say, I'm a very bad woman. Question is, what did I do to you? And you have no answer. What did she do? You're too embarrassed to say she won an argument at work, or she brought down my project saying it doesn't work and advanced hers. You're too embarrassed to show it is such a flimsy thing. I just won you based on reasoning, based on professional evidence, and now it is personal. Yes. So my biggest enemies have come off work because of my view of thinking. And for me, I'll do whatever it takes to show that mine works, yours doesn't. I am so driven by that, and I will do nothing to you. I will just work on my project. If the institution is short, some people say, you don't lend government money. Me, I will lend government money. And I will not demand for it because I want to show mine works. Yes. So my biggest enemies have come off that. Yes. But for me, I'll show mine works, and I will want to do like a national No, I'm not like that. And I'm not going to pretend to be like that. I'm a team player, but when I'm in that competitive mode, I want the gold. You've got the silver. Me, I've got the gold. I'm going for the gold. Do I come and apologize that you didn't get the gold? No, I won. And you don't care. You're wounded. We are moving on. Me, I'm expecting you to be moving on. It actually took me long to realize people remain wounded. So the question you've asked me, do I come and apologize? No, I don't, because I didn't even think you took offense. Normally, it's other people who say, by the way. so and so is very annoyed with you, by then so and so hates you. Then you start, then you realize, oh, because of this. Wakuba chintu chi. So someone tells you did this. I'm like, oh my goodness, you mean that was a problem? And I look myopic that I didn't realize it is a problem, but it is a problem. So normally, actually, I don't go to look for them to amend faces, because sometimes it's a year later, 2 years later, that they bring it to my attention that this person dislikes you or hates you, and they'll do everything to frustrate me where I am not, because I am a bad person. You ask them, what did I do to them? I just beat them at it.
So, all right, thank you very much, Dr. Patricia. You see, normally some people give themselves qualifications. How do you now value yourself to ensure that you win such an argument?
First of all, I am self-aware. I know where my strength is. I know some of my weaknesses, not all of them, but I am very, very confident in where I am strong. So in my professional area, which is where normally I will get into trouble, is that I will use my professional knowledge to argue my case. That this is the better way to do it, based on my experience, based on my knowledge. And you said, no, that doesn't work. Anyone can do that. Actually, I'll give you a scenario where I've argued with people who are not skilled in my area, but they are rubbishing. You see, comms is one of those areas, media communication, that everyone thinks they can do. Until you give them the camera that, okay, you take the photos. Then you'll see the photos. It is just like giving a photographer my phone. You'll see that his photos are different from mine, because he's a professional photographer. I said, hey, but this is the... one time I was even, and I gave, you know how people are blocking you, then I gave a certain photographer, help me and take some photos on my phone. So I saw him doing something, he took photos, showed me his photos were better, and said, just next time, there's this. He taught me, you can do this, adjust this, bring this. This was a function.
Bring the close-up.
This was a function in my phone that me I didn't know. Me I would just take, and I just use my hand to do this, do this. So I learned something. So it is that kind of scenario where I know my bit. Then you've come to argue with me.
In your area.
Yeah, because maybe one day you accidentally organized an event and it came off.
It was
or,
successful.
yes, or in your world you think it is, and for me, no, it wasn't. This is how to do something. Or what you are doing was newsworthy and you got caught and said, those journalists, you don't need to what? You don't know, they'll still what? Then you do it again and it doesn't work, you wonder what. Because you were one time lucky. But I am confident, because for me, this is my professional area. I was trained for 1,000 years on it. I've worked on it for 1,000 years on it. I've tried to improve myself here. So for me, I argue in places I'm confident in. Because if it's not my area, really, me mostly I work with scientists, engineers. Will I start arguing about how to connect a transformer? No, I don't know that. But how to communicate? How the community will benefit on the transformer, there you can't beat me at it. So we do it like this, then you run, I will leave you. Then you hear the community blocked us, we failed to pass. Because Peter Obuisa said, no. That's not how to approach it. That's a simple example. So it's not that I can't lose. I lose many times.
So are you trying to say that you try to be you?
Yes. I am me. I am me. I don't try to be me. I am me. Because I am this authentic. What you see, that is it.
Because normally people want to control you, forgetting that you are Patricia and you want to be Patricia. Whether you are, whether you're putting on a pop's attire, but then you still Patricia, but not the pop.
Yes. Inside, actually, yes, there's that authentic me that some people hate, that other people love, that never goes away. And it's an innate thing. Looking at even conversations with my parents, I've always been like that. I'm very confident. in my ways. So now the training in where I have strength has given me additional confidence because I've been trained in that place. So I'll be very confident when I speak about it, when I fight for it, when I push for it, when I put my own energy in it. I know this is it. This is it. Yes. Or this is what I want. So I'll do whatever it takes to prepare. I will look for the people who can enhance me because I also don't know everything. But I know where to go to make myself better or to make my argument win. I will reach out. While for you think you're all knowing, you can finish it all. So that's where you collapse and where I win.
There are those who will say that maybe Dr. Patricia is not aware that these days we do things the street way.
No, I'm aware. But some things is about personality, morality, ethics, integrity.
Those are values.
Yes. There are things my values doesn't allow me to do. But I can also do street. By the way, don't underestimate me. I can also play street. But it depends on what it is. But even when I play street, there's a level of integrity I retain. There's something I don't go beyond. There are things I compromise, there are those I don't. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. The conversation is continuing. I'm with Dr. Patricia Litho. You see, I want the person who is following the conversation to have a better piece, especially differentiating between teamwork and the personal values. Like maybe not even your ethics, how ethics drive your work, your profession. But teamwork, someone might think that Dr. Patricia, just because she is someone who wants to get that thing out of her, that what you want, like you've talked about proving that I'm going to win, this is what I want, and I'm going to invest in this. But someone will say, but that might affect the results of if you had worked as a team.
No, I think we have a skewed understanding of teamwork, or I have a skewed understanding of teamwork, whichever we look at it. For me, teamwork is having a group task that you have to achieve as a team. And each of us brings on board what we are supposed to deliver. Yeah, so this is what we are supposed to deliver. Patricia handled this bit what? But we meet together, we discuss together, we bring in our different strengths to make it work. And of course, within that team, sometimes you don't agree on how to go about things. Yes. Now, the other bit I was talking about is where I'm giving feedback to someone's work. And they take offense because I'm telling them that let's do the divergent way. I think this is a better path and things like that, which can also happen in a team. And then you discuss about it. I say, okay, you leave. Sometimes you're the one who is bringing the money. So, okay, let's leave that company, but it could have been better like this. Yes, so things like that. So for me, teamwork is having a goal. It's not like you don't argue within the team. You do argue in a team about how to go about things. You bring in your different strengths to achieve something. Yes, but there is when someone either tries to do something parallel because of someone can break off that team. Me, I will stay in that team. But there are people who will come off that team and okay, me, I'll do mine alone. Hey, I will try to prove that you're wrong. Because I failed to agree with you in this team that have given us a task, you'll want to go and run yours alone. Yeah, we have those whatevers where, for instance, I'm in charge of communication and I'm supposed to support you. But because it is your project, you don't want to listen to me. You think you can do without me. We've always done it like that. Yes, I leave you. I leave you and I also do mine. Or I'll do mine on another event. And you'll see that yours wasn't the good way, mine was the good way because I've had better results. Or like, I'll focus on this, I'll leave you with your things. Yes. Yeah, so there is that. So for me, teamwork is when we have to do something together to achieve to achieve a certain goal. Yes, and we argue within that. Then there's competing where there are different proposals to achieve something and you think yours better, mine is better. So for me, I'm one of those who will propose that we cut the baby. Let's cut the baby. You focus on the lower part of the body, I focus on the upper part of the body, and we see whose model brings the aim. Yes. So you focus on that part, I focus on this part. I'll use my method, use your method. Hey. So that competition I was talking about is those scenarios that we are not agreeing. Okay, you work on the lower part, me I work on the upper part, and we see. Yes. Focus.
This is Uncle Zach, one of our spectators. He has come to join the conversation and is asking a few questions. Okay, ask the question once again.
So, how good are you at your job?
I think I'm above average. Actually, I'm on the top half. I would say 80% and above good at my job because I invest in my work. I bother to improve on my skills. So I think I'm quite good at my work. But they always say we are the wrong judges of ourselves. So I think I'll ask Uncle Daniel, how good do you think I am at my job?
Because I believe Dr. Patricia is always on point. She does her work professionally. Because if it is work, it is work. If it is not work, then she will not attend to you. If it is about work. So she does with a lot of professionalism.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right,
Yes.
Doctor, our conversation continues.
It was about teamwork.
It
Yes.
was about teamwork.
And the dynamics in there. Yes.
Yes.
And of course, it must also be appreciated that team formation goes through different processes. There are people who quickly form and understand each other quickly to achieve an aim. While sometimes in a team you have laggards, people who take time, the first look and see who falls in the pit, and then they see if to jump and things like that. But teams takes time. Yes, and that time sometimes some people, it happens very quickly, they blend very quickly, other people, and sometimes me I get frustrated when people are slow. Naturally, I've told you I'm fast. I comprehend very quickly. Not everyone comprehends at my speed. So sometimes I'm impatient, sometimes I forget. So sometimes I have members of the team saying, Patricia, you're a bully. Because I'm pushing them to think in my direction, to move at my speed. But then you always have to realize that, okay, not everyone is as fast as you, something I've learned over time, but also to appreciate different people's skills. So for me, knowing that my speed is relatively faster, one of the things I have tried to develop is to understand the different team members' strength. Because it reduces on the frustration and maybe then it will take away that tag they give me of Patricia, you're a bully. So I'll say, Daniel, you do this. You be the one to do this. You be the one to make the calls. But basically I'm trying to assign your strengths. Yes, that is if I'm in charge of assigning or suggesting. I think so and so should be the one in charge of this. But I know that is where your strength is, so that you leave me. Where I am strong at as well, and then when we come together it all comes well together. Yes, as opposed to making people do where they are not strong at, so they struggle, they take long. Like me, I'm very strong at writing, so I always want to quickly offer myself, and people fear the writing bit, so I always offer myself to do the writing bit because I'm strong, I'm quick there. Yes, and other people are quick at the more practical things.
You see, normally in such situations there are people who will take you to be someone who is who demands attention, like a narcissistic person. Do you notice that?
Yes, I'm narcissistic, but I don't think I'm attention seeking. I think there's a difference. Though narcissists sometimes have both. I'm narcissistic in such a way that I am very
Centered.
Self-aware and self-loving. I love myself, I know what I want, and I try to get it. But I don't consider myself an attention seeker because I believe I can thrive on my own.
I bring that because I believe there are some people who might take you,
that I'm narcissistic. Yes. I've been accused of being narcissistic. One time I was even on TV, I think it was a Women's Day program on NBS, where I was being asked some questions. and I talked about my dream car. I always talk about my dream car and how people have interpreted me driving a Range Rover and things like that. And someone says, oh, she's full of herself, she's narcissistic. But I'm not embarrassed about the things I love. Yes, that doesn't mean narcissistic. It doesn't mean I am. But I am also, in a way. I can tell you this is a tag they give Luos. I'm Luo. We love ourselves, and we shall be in your face. In a way, I'm Luo like that. So it's a weakness that comes with being Luo, that we are narcissistic. But I don't think we are self-centered. Not really. Like, I am proud of myself, but not a proud person. I don't know if people are able to distinguish the difference. You know, there are guys who walk proudly, they dress well, they want the best for themselves, but they're not proud people. You can approach them, they can support you, but you see, I am a proud person. You see, like, let me give you an example of the Northern Uganda dance. You see how the Luo men dance, La Raka Raka, Abola, you know, you know, yes, yes, you see,
that a lot
yes,
of energy.
Yes, that energy,
feel it.
that yes, me, I feel myself. That's the kind of narcissist I am. But I am not a proud person. I am proud of myself, but I am not a proud person. For me, that is where I draw the distinction. So people think I'm a proud person, but no, I am proud of myself. I'm not embarrassed. I am a peacock. I'll spread my different colors proudly, but I am not a proud person. But many people think I'm a proud person. They fail to appreciate that. That's why people who get, or who I allow get close to me, get surprised by who I am. I'm sure even you got surprised once we became friends, that, oh, she's actually an okay person. But many people judge me by, yes, maybe how I portray myself. Yes, but I will just say in my defense, I'm Luo. We are proud people. We love ourselves. Yes.
I think the best word is just you remain on your lane.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, I love myself. I stay on my lane. And in my lane, yes, I spread my wings. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd love to share with the public as we end this?
Just to maybe say that everything has steps, everything has to be conditioned. You train, you practice to become. It doesn't come overnight. So when you see me proud of my accomplishments,
You worked for it.
I worked for it, I worked on it, and I listened to feedback. But also, once you hone your skills, you can be confident. The confidence we're talking about, you can be confident to be firm in your ways. Yes.